Hello, friends. Today's class is designed with a focus on the heart chakra, opening up, balancing it out, and just garnering feelings of compassion, happiness, and love for ourselves and for others. So at this moment, we're going to start on the ground, lying flat on our backs, corpse pose. Feet open to the sides, palms lying up, ready to receive, receiving love, positive energy. Just finding a comfortable space to begin our practice. Sending love to the physical body, holding yourself here, finding gratitude for your practice, for joining me on the mat today. Starting to notice our breath, not changing the rhythm at all, just noticing its natural cadence, in and out. Finding a moment of stillness. And I'll read you a few affirmations that deal with the heart chakra. You can say them out loud or maybe think them in your head. I direct love and light towards myself. I release and let go of all resentment. I am fully open to giving and receiving love. As we take our final few breaths in this resting pose, I invite you to set an intention for this practice, maybe for your whole day. Finding more love for yourself, more empathy for others, whatever comes first to your mind. And on the next exhale, we're going to gently come into fish pose. So we can lift up the head and the chest, coming onto the forearms. And if we like, we can use a block or a bolster to set underneath the head as we gently let the head fall back, opening up through the chest, feeling the spread, the space between the collarbones. Just noticing the physical sensations in the body. The blood rushing to the head, taking nice deep breaths. One more breath here. And then we can gently make our way down onto our backs, moving with care and intention throughout this whole practice. And we're going to tuck the knees into the chest, give yourself a little hug. Release some resentment, some negative thoughts that have been flowing through you lately, and find gratitude for yourself. You are perfect just the way you are. You are beautiful and strong and loving, and you deserve all of the love you will receive in this lifetime. So give some to yourself, for it all starts with you. And we can take the hands behind the thighs and gently rock ourselves up to a sitting position, extending the legs in front, toes pointing up, staff pose. Grounding down through the sit bones, pressing out energy through the heels. Nice and long spine. Bending the left knee, crossing it over the right leg, coming into a twist. Gently guiding it with the hand, but twisting to the left side. So the left hand is behind. Breathing nice and deep, not forcing anything here. If this is too intense, we can find any twist variation that feels good to you today. Remembering this is always your practice. One more breath, make it nice and deep. And exhale to come back through center. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, cactus the arms, pinching the shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus. One more like this, moving with the breath. Before releasing the hands and coming to twist the opposite side. Always coming back to the breath and just taking stock of what's going on inside your body. Noticing what comes up for you during today's practice and accepting it all. Exhale to come back through center. And we're going to cross at the ankles and come onto the knees, sending the hips back for child's pose. Widening the knees, allowing your heart to melt down as much as possible, grounding yourself to the mat. Breathing nice and deep, and with every exhale, opening up and releasing any resentment, grudges, or hard feelings, whether they're against yourself or others. Inhale, taking in all the love, and exhale, releasing all of the negativity. We don't need to house it in your heart anymore. Gently lifting up the head, walking both hands to the right side, pressing into the mat through the palms, sending the hips back to really feel the stretch on the left side of the body. Exhale through center and slowly coming to the left, pressing away, making this gentle C shape. Big inhale and exhale, coming back through center, walking the hands out to the top of the mat and pressing through the hands to lift the hips, coming into a small baby cobra. Hands come underneath the shoulders, untuck the toes, and lift the chest. Gazing forward, heart is open. We have an option here if we would like to deepen this little back bend, this strength. We can interlace the hands behind the back and pull the chest up, snake pose. Wherever we're at today, honoring our body. One more breath and exhale, release the hands under the shoulders, gazing back over the right shoulder, then the left. One more time each side, just finding a gentle twist, waking up the spine. Pressing through the hands to send the hips back, coming up onto the toes. Finding either Malasana, yogi squat, or a toe balance here. Using the fingertips to find our balance. Maybe lifting the hands up when we feel stable and secure. Opening through the hips, releasing emotions. Connecting to our breath, connecting to our core. Maybe closing the eyes if we want an added challenge. Going deeper within. Hands can come to heart center for a better connection. So many options that we have in this practice to make it your own. To make it whatever you need it to be. On your next exhale, plant the hands and walk forward, coming back into child's pose, preparing for a seated Sun Salutation B. Inhale, lift up onto the knees, palms face forward, reach up. Exhale, hands come to the sides. Inhale, hands find the squishy part of the bum, elbows together. Exhale, finding a slight back bend, pelvis forward. Inhale, hands find the mat, tabletop pose. Walking the hands forward, coming down into puppy. Holding here for a breath, releasing the heart down on the exhale, opening through the shoulders. And then gently pressing back up, finding tabletop. Exhale, round through the back, press against the mat. And then we meet back in child's pose to start again. One more time through. Inhale, lift up, reach up. Exhale, hands circle around. Inhale, find the small of the back. Exhale, taking our back bend, maybe going a little bit deeper. Exhale, hands find the mat, preparing for puppy pose. Walking out gently, melting down, opening up. Breathing. Holding this puppy pose for another few breaths, really working towards getting the heart down towards the mat. Opening the chest, releasing whatever we need to release. No boundaries here. And gently pressing back up, finding our tabletop where we round the back, coming into cat. Beautiful. Straightening the spine, preparing for cat-cow. Inhale, lift the gaze, drop the belly. And exhale, press away from the mat, feeling the space between the scapula. Moving with the breath, going about 3 rounds. Just finding the synchronicity between breath and movement here. Before meeting back in neutral spine, we're going to extend the right leg behind, sending the heel back towards the back of the mat. Gazing forward, feeling this beautiful calf stretch. Then kickstanding the left leg behind, turning on the inside of the foot, raising the chest up, preparing for gate pose. Exhale to stretch to the side, reaching that left arm overhead. Holding here for another breath or 2. And exhale, sweep that arm around, coming to sit on the sit bones. And reaching over for the foot. Opening up further through the hips, the side body. Planting the hands, pivoting on the knee, coming back into tabletop to repeat on the other side. Extending the left leg, sending the heel back. Opening up through the backs of the legs. And kickstanding that heel behind, raising up on the knees. Exhale, let the left hand fall, right hand reaches overhead. Beautiful long lines here. Exhale, coming back into our half straddle pose. Reaching over for that left foot. It's okay if we can't reach. Just energetically reaching. Beautiful. Windmilling that arm around to come back into tabletop. Before tucking the toes and lifting the hips for downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet, sending the hips up high. Finding length in the spine. Grounding through the right foot, raising the left behind, 3-legged dog. Bending the knee, flexing the foot, and pressing it over to the wall on the side of you. Stacking the hips open. Beautiful. Squeezing the glutes together. And exhale, three-legged dog. Bending the knee, bringing it in through the chest and releasing into low lunge. Arms come up high. And exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. Connecting to yourself here. Sinking into this hip flexor stretch. Noticing what's coming up for you. Accepting with love whatever that is. And moving with care because you love yourself. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, revolve to the left, sending fingertips out. Feeling the energy in the palms, in the arms. Still active in the legs. Then we're going to tuck the back toes, lifting the knee, sweeping the arm up, coming in through warrior two. Checking our heel alignment before sinking into this lunge. Nice and strong. Inhale, reach forward, flip the palm to reverse the warrior. Exhale to windmill around, either coming into extended side angle with the elbow on the knee, or triangle pose. Depending on our practice, depending on how open we are today, or depending on how we feel. Sending the hips back, beautiful long lines. Sweeping that arm around to come into wide-legged forward fold, facing the long edge of the mat. Maybe opening the hips here, bending the knees, whatever feels good to you. Taking one more breath. Opening up through the groins. Planting the right hand, peeling the left up, finding a revolved twist. Then replacing that hand, coming into the other side. Coming back to our wide-legged forward fold, we're going to face the back of the mat and step up to forward fold and repeat on the other side. Inhale, lifting with the chest, root to rise, and exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, and exhale, forward fold. Taking a vinyasa, halfway lift, planting the hands, stepping back to plank pose, lowering to chaturanga with control. Inhale, upward facing dog, lifting the sternum, and exhale over the toes. Grounding through the left leg, raising the right, three-legged dog. Bending the knees, stacking the hips, sending that foot over to the other side of the room. Flexing the foot, feeling this beautiful opening. One more deep breath here. And exhale, three-legged dog. Bringing the knee in through the chest before coming into our low lunge. Releasing the arms above the head. And exhale, hands to heart center. Taking a moment for yourself, checking in. Deep breaths. Sinking a little bit deeper on the exhales. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, twisting to the right. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, squeezing the thighs together. We're nice and active and strong. And tucking the back toes, sweeping in through warrior two. Beautiful. Making sure our knee is not past our ankle before we sink into this strong pose. Reaching forward and back, peaceful warrior, big inhale. And exhale to windmill around, coming into whichever variation we did on the other side, balancing ourselves out. Deep breaths. Exhale, release that left arm, coming into a wide-legged forward fold once again. This time you can raise the arms by the sides and fold down, keeping a flat back, seeing how far we can go before we release the hands to the ankles or to the mat. Trying to reach the head between the legs. Maybe we come onto the forearms or the forehead. Gently lifting the chest, turning to face the front of the mat and stepping forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lifting with the chest. Hands come above the head, maybe taking a slight back bend. And exhale, hands to heart. We're going to be flowing through a few balancing poses. So making sure to find our foundation here before picking up the right knee into the chest. Grounding through that left foot, releasing the leg behind, slowly shifting our weight, coming into Warrior 3. Hands can stay at the chest, or they can float behind us or in front, wherever you feel more connected to yourself. Using your breath, using your focus point, embracing any wobbles. Inhale, bringing the knee back up straight. Exhale, taking the ankle, coming into Dancer Pose. And this pose is not about how far you have your leg behind. It's about using your breath, keeping your hips square, and honoring wherever you're at, even if that's falling out. Shake it off and try again. Sometimes we may have this pose and sometimes we may not. But we find the joy and the fun in it anyway. And we can release back to forward folds. Maybe shake out the legs a little bit and come into a Malasana. Taking a moment to calm down the breath, reconnect with your center, taking a few peaceful moments of rest before we begin again on the other side. Making sure we have moments of ease and surrender in our practice, as well as strength and challenge. And exhale, fingertips find the mat, straightening the legs, forward folds. Inhale, chest lifts first, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Grounding through the other foot this time before raising the left knee into the chest. Releasing when we feel strong and stable. Beginning our shift into Warrior 3. Moving slow with control. There's no reason to rush here. Maybe we stay with a bent knee on the right leg. Maybe we straighten when we find our Warrior 3. Embracing the wobbles, those stabilizer muscles growing stronger. Inhale, shifting back, reaching that left knee up, preparing for Dancer Pose. Just having fun with this. Wherever we are, enjoying life's journey. And finding love for yourself along the way. Beautiful. Keep opening the hips, reaching that foot up. One more breath and exhale to forward fold. We're going to gently find a seat on the knees, onto the toes if that feels comfortable, or we can untuck the toes and sit on the knees as well. We're going to come into eagle arms, so arms come out shoulder height, and we cross the left underneath the right, trying to meet palms together, but if we can't reach all the way, that's totally fine. Just creating space in the upper back, the shoulders, reaching the back of the heart center. One more breath. And exhale to unravel, coming onto the other side, whichever side you didn't do before. Inhale, finding length, sitting up nice and tall, not rounding through the back. Enjoying this peaceful moment of stretch. Exhale to release, preparing to come into Camel Pose. If this is in your practice, we'll start with side camel. So reaching up onto the knees, dropping that right arm back, finding the heel. We can always tuck the toes and come onto the balls of the feet to make this pose more accessible. Maybe you can reach it that way. Sending the pelvis forward, and whenever we're ready to switch sides, gently sending the hips back first. Taking a breath here. And if we like, we can come into full camel, or we can rest back in child's pose. Wherever we're at today, whatever level we're at, honoring our body, not pushing ourselves past our limits. It's a part of self-love, knowing where we're at and accepting that. Releasing the hips, walking the hands out, coming into child's pose, or taking any little counter pose that your lower back needs. Pressing the hands into the mat, feeling your connection here, noticing what's open for you, noticing how we feel different than before we began our practice. The power of love is inside of you, and you are ready and open to receive love and blessings. Take this moment for yourself. We can stay in child's pose as long as needed. Otherwise, whenever you're ready, we can gently lift the head and the chest and come into bound angle pose, where we feel rooted down to the mat. The chest is still open, soles of the feet are together. We feel the energy flowing throughout the entire body. Maybe we feel a little happy. Maybe a smile's on our face now. We were able to release. And crossing at the ankles, coming into easy seat, Sukhasana. We're going to end our practice with a gentle twist, taking the left hand to the right knee, gazing behind. Exhale to come through center, twisting to the other side. And once we're facing forward, we can end with a gentle forward fold, maybe a little rounding of the spine, just holding yourself, holding space for yourself. We're going to end today with another affirmation. My natural loving nature attracts love to me like a magnet. Thank you for joining me in this practice today. I hope you feel loved and supported, releasing some stuck, stagnant energy, allowing for more space for love and compassion for everyone and everything around you. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thanks, friends. I hope you enjoyed this class. Give it a thumbs up and leave your thoughts below if you did. Hit that subscribe button to never miss more free daily yoga classes. I'll see you next time.